3 years, 17 forgeries, an iris on the back of every single one, a signature left only for me. And now, he's asking to meet. I won't let him get away. This time, I won't let him get away.
Mope paint 250 water lilies? Which one is real? You came. 3 years.
You're the first person who saw the iris and didn't run. You walked towards it.
Sebastian Bell.
That's not my real name.
Good evening, Agent Gray. The man you just arrested is our missing property.
Your heart is racing.
Shut up.
Is it the gunfire, or is it me? They're not here to kill me.
They're here to collect me. I did a job for them when I was 18. A forgery. Then I ran. They've been looking for me 10 years. You can hand me over to them. Run!
What's so funny?
An FBI agent just took off my handcuffs. You're my accomplice now?
I'm keeping you for interrogation.
Then why haven't you put them back on?
Don't you? Who are you? You asked me in the museum why I paint an iris on every forgery. Why?
Alan Gray, your father. I saw his obituary in the newspaper. There was an iris on his windowsill. In the photograph. He was framed. I knew it. I painted 17 forgeries, every one with that flower on the back. I wanted you to find me.
You were painting me before I ever started chasing you?
Who are you, Sebastian Bell? Sebastian Bell died of pneumonia when he was 6 years old. I stole his name. I'm a forger.
What's your real name?
I don't have one. I was abandoned, left at the back door of an orphanage in France. No blanket, no note, nothing.
The registry says unnamed, no 17. The nuns called me Little 17. Then I stole an identity. A boy who died of pneumonia. 6 years old. His name was Sebastian Bell.
You stole a dead child's name.
Yes.
I've been living his life for 22 years. School, housing, forgeries, all under his name. I forged Vermeer, Rembrandt, Van Gogh. Every signature, someone else's name. I forged 100 paintings. And one life, my own.
So, aren't you going to arrest me? Identity theft is a crime. The organization. Why are they after you? Because of my teacher. He's the one who forged it. The Rembrandt they used to frame your father.
Jean-Pierre Moreau, the finest painting restorer in Europe. He could restore a Michelangelo with his bare hands. He adopted me when I was 14. That was the first time I ever had a home. I had it for 1 year. They took me, told Mora forge the Rembrandt or you'll never see the boy again. He did it, but he hid something in the paint layer, a record of their finished the job. We could walk away. They didn't kill him. They bought a psychiatrist, faked a diagnosis. 10 years, he makes restoration gestures at an empty wall. No one believes him. No one listens. After I escaped, I started forging paintings. An iris on every one. I was waiting.
Waiting for what?
For you to see it. For you to find me. Your father was destroyed by them, so was my teacher. You were the only person who would believe it.
The organization. Tell me everything you know.
Hello. This one. I know him, core member of the organization. I used to forge auction invitations for him. He likes to show off, private auctions every year, members only.
Wentworth has an auction next Friday. We need 2 invitations. I can request an undercover operation.
No need. I can make them. Forging invitations is easier than forging Rembrandt.
We look like a wedding cake.
Shut up.
That jade disk, it's rumored to contain encrypted data.
Starting at 50,000.
Too risky. They'll mark you. We're already accomplices. What's one more risk?
Congratulations. The seller would like to meet you in person.
They're already watching.
Lead the way. You're Joshua Wentworth.
Among other things, I attended your father's funeral. I stood in the back. You were at the front. You didn't cry once. How old were you? 22? And you?
Your teacher is still waiting for a visit. Shall I arrange it? Alan Gray's son and Jean-Pierre Moret's little monster. The two of you together, how delightful.
The delight won't last.
They don't break the law. They manipulate it.
You know what they're best at? Not killing, making you kill yourself. Your father, they made him into a traitor who sold his own museum. He walked into his office and never walked out. My teacher, they made him into a madman. He's been restoring an empty wall for 10 years. They don't have to pull a trigger. They just make the truth disappear. And the person with it.
Then we make the truth come back.
Mr. Moret suffers from severe paranoid delusions. He believes he was a painting restorer. He believes he was persecuted. Classic paranoid schizophrenia.
He's not delusional, he was persecuted.
Of course, many families say that.
Who pays for his treatment?
An anonymous benefactor. Very generous. 10 years of payments.
Are you medicating him? Necessary treatment.
What medication?
Your teacher forged the Rembrandt. The one they used to frame my father. Did you know?
Not when it happened. I was 15. I didn't even know what they were making him do. I found out a year later. By then he was already in that place. I ran. I could have told someone. But who would believe a kid with no name? Every painting I forged, every iris. I was trying to send you a message I didn't have words for.
You were painting me before I even started chasing you.
I've forged for matter. Rembrandt, Van Gogh, every signature, someone else's name. I don't know how to paint my own. It doesn't have an original. You needed to see him. I'll wait in the car.
Stay. Mr. Gray, your son is very difficult.
My first real painting. No model, no original. You can take it, or tear it up, I don't mind.
Evidence.
The FBI doesn't collect self-portraits.
Then I'll take it. You painted better than the ones inside.
Teacher is me.
Zurich?
He held on to this for 10 years. 10 years in that room, and he still remembered.
He put this here before they took him, before he forgot everything. I found these account numbers hidden in the ridge electors. Every transaction, every member forge, hid them. I don't know where the painting is now, but here is the record. Alan Gray was innocent. He kept it because someday, someone would come looking. He knew my father was innocent. Before he died, he knew. And he kept this. You stayed all night.
The data from Moray's disk. It's enough. We can bring them down.
Good. That means it's almost over. When this is done, I want something. A name. A real one. One that someone actually thought about. Not stolen, not borrowed. Mine. Okay? Okay?
I'll give you one. A real one. The Bureau. Someone filed a report. I'm under internal investigation. I have to be back in New York in 24 hours. If you go in there, they'll suspend you, and I'll be unprotected. If you don't go in, you lose your badge. I know. Then I'll make it easy.
What are you doing?
My name is Sebastian Bell. No, that's not true. I don't have a name. I'm the forger you've been chasing for 3 years. I'm Knox. And I coerced Agent Gray into all of this. He was trying to stop me.
No!
You have the evidence. The disc. The letter. You can take them down without me. But you can't do that if they take your badge.
I don't care about the badge!
I know you don't. But you care about your father. And you care about the truth. So let me do this.
Elliot, this disc has everything. Every transaction, every name. It can clear your father. I wanted to give it to you in person, but in case I can't, here it is. I started painting these the day I found out who you were. You were 25, I was 21. I've been waiting for you to find me for 7 years. Don't stop now.
I won't.
Agent Gray, you are accused of aiding a known fugitive, tampering with evidence, unauthorized undercover operations. How do you respond?
I plead guilty to all of it. But before you take my badge, you should see this. This is the Collectors, a transnational antiquities trafficking network. They framed Father 10 years ago. They imprisoned an innocent man in a psychiatric hospital for a decade. This evidence was preserved by Jean-Pierre Moret and delivered to you by Sebastian Bell. And what about you?
I broke every rule. I would do it again. This badge, I wore it for 10 years. My only regret is not breaking the rules sooner.
You look good without the suit. I'm going to get you out. No rush. I'm safe in here. The collectors can't touch me. You go out there and put them away. Take down Wenford. Clear your father. Free my teacher.
And then
And then you come get me. With the thing you promised.
I will.
This isn't a story about crime. It's a story about a truth that waited 10 years to be heard. My father, Alan Gray, was innocent. Jean-Pierre Moreau is not insane. And the man who made all of this possible, he doesn't have a name. But he gave me back my father's.
The delight didn't last.
Increase saturations. Racine, sir.
Dad. Agent Gray. The review board has cleared you of all charges. Your badge. You earned it back. Thank you. But I have somewhere else to go first.
Forgery, deception of federal agents, obstruction of justice, 17 confirmed counts.
Does the defense wish to call any witnesses?
The prosecution calls Elliot Gray as a character witness for the defendant. He forged 17 paintings. He also assisted the FBI in exposing a transnational trafficking network that operated for over half a century. He saved a man's name, no, 2 men's names.
He turned himself in to protect an FBI investigation. He has no birth certificate, no legal identity. He's never owned his own name, and he still did all of this.
Mr. Gray, that is not a legal argument.
No, it's a human one.
2 years imprisonment, suspended sentence. Community service, assisting the FBI art crime team with authenticity detection.
You promised me something.
I took part of my name, Elliot, Elian. It means you're not alone anymore. It's yours, if you want it.
So this is what a real name feels like. Helan, is it a genuine or a forgery?
Genuine. Your first one.
Excuse me, are these all genuine?
A forgery is copying someone else's answer. The genuine thing is, when you look at me, I finally dare to ask who I am.